If you're not using YouTube in 2025 and beyond, as an online coach, you're gonna get killed by your competitors who do. Now, there is this rule called the 7-11-4 rule invented by Google, which states that people only buy after they spent 7 hours consuming your content, they had 11 touch points with you on 4 different platforms. Now, let's run the numbers for a second. If you're only using short-form content, for example, Instagram Reels, in order for you to reach these 7 hours, with 45-second Reels, for example, on average, it's gonna take you 560 pieces of content. So 2 years to convert this traffic. Now, if you're only using YouTube, 7 hours with 15 minutes on average YouTube videos, you want people to watch 28 of your YouTube videos. Not bad. But if you stick until the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how you can reach these 7 hours with less than 10 pieces of content, with 2 secret weapons. But before we get into how to start a YouTube channel, how to create a good YouTube video, how to save time with YouTube content creation, how to set up a funnel, including YouTube, and how to adjust your ad strategy based on the Google's rule, let me just show you some examples. Andy, a triathlon coach, James, a sports nutritionist, Nick, a running coach, they're all using the strategies that I'm going to explain later in this video. And this is what their appointment sheet looks like now. All appointments mainly coming from YouTube. And this is the deal size, 19K, 18K, 10K monthly recurrent revenue, 1,200 in a week, 19K, another deal. But I didn't just grow their YouTube channels, I also grew my YouTube channel. And with barely 5,000 subscribers, I was able to collect 21K euros in the month of June this year. And you see this small YouTube channel that you're watching this video on right now? Well, come back in 6 months and look at it. You're probably a bit intimidated now by the idea of starting a YouTube channel because you think that it's going to take you 2, 3, 4, 5 years for you to grow a decent size audience. Now, if you follow the steps I'm going to explain in this video with the concepts and principles I'm going to share that I gathered in the last 3 years of producing content for myself and other people, it's going to take you much less. The first step is to niche down. Now, if you're a fitness coach, don't just start producing content targeting fitness junkies or people who want to get in shape. Narrow down your vision and focus on one very specific ICP and on solving one very specific problem. For example, let's say that you are a bodybuilder and you can focus on helping bodybuilders podium their first race. After you define your sub-niche, the next step is to brainstorm 5 to 10 unique ideas that you want to talk about. These ideas must be unique, interesting to you, and interesting to your audience. A little tip here, I suggest you create resources around these topics so that when it comes to creating videos, you can simply pull information from there and you save time. The next step is to research titles and thumbnails, not only from your competitors in your niche that are performing well, but also in other niches. The best piece of advice I can give you is to look into more mature, more sophisticated niches than yours and look at what titles and thumbnails you can take and adapt to your specific niche and topic. Then it's gonna be time to find angles. An angle is how you attack that topic, how you attack that problem. For example, the angle I'm taking in this video to talk about how to grow and start a YouTube channel is if you don't start a YouTube channel, you're gonna get left behind in your niche. Find angles internally, so using your ICP document and asking your clients, and externally, so by looking at what your competitors are doing in their pieces of content. Now it's finally time to create pieces of content. So you take the idea, you take the angles, you take the title and the thumbnail, and you combine them together. And you create a piece of content. Now, I suggest you post at least 2 times a week, and you have to post 30 to 50 pieces of content without expectations. This is because of how the YouTube algorithm works. You gotta post content, and the algorithm needs to understand where to put this content, because it's not like Instagram. The difference is that on Instagram, your piece of content is simply thrown in front of people. On YouTube, people get to choose what to watch. And the algorithm needs to understand where to put your piece of content so that the right people click on it. And until the right people don't click on it, the video is not going to go anywhere. So you got to hammer on the same topic for 30, 40, 50, 60, sometimes even 80 times until something picks up. And as soon as you see something picking up, just double down, like we did with James. As you can see, we were just hammering on the same topic until this video got 155,000 views. And guess what we did after this video got so many views? We just doubled down on that topic and we created another video very similar with 45,000 views. Promote your videos on every platform and send them to whoever is likely to watch them until the end to gain this first momentum. And treat every video as if people were paying to watch it. We're going to see in a second, as we're going to talk about how to create a good YouTube video, the concept of value density. How to create a good YouTube video is perhaps the most important chapter of this video. But if you don't stick until the end with me, you're not going to be able to understand how to use these videos after you get traction to convert the traffic that you're getting. Now let me walk you through the structure that a good video needs to have. And let's play a game in the meantime. As I go through this, try and understand, maybe go back and notice what I did in this video that is inside these guidelines. The first thing you need to do is to reconfirm the title. That's why we choose the title and thumbnail before we even record the video, because the intro is going to be structured around the title. So reconfirm the title and then picture a scenario, a relatable scenario. Then you increase the stakes, you give them more reasons to watch until the end. You show case studies, you show proof of concept, not only from case studies, but also from yourself. And you tease a grand payout, a grand finale at the beginning of the video. And then you introduce the stakes and the solution. You give them some steps that you know that you're going to talk about during the video. When it comes to the value part, you have to provide, like we said, unique value that they cannot just Google or ask ChatGPT for. You have to breadcrumb promises. You probably noticed me doing it a couple of times during this video. So you just leave a little breadcrumb, and at the end, you're going to give the full piece of bread. You have to remind them about the grand finale that you teased in the intro. You have constantly open loops. For example, this is how you do this, but this won't work unless you do that. And this only works if you do this, right? So you open mini loops throughout the video so that you keep them engaged and they have to watch the video until the end, otherwise they cannot close the last loop, right? And I'm gonna say something cool about the last loop in a second in the outro part. But segment the video in chapters. This is pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure you've noticed loads of videos with this structure. Loop back to the logical and emotional benefits. So don't just make it tangible, but also say why they should do that. For example, do this so that you get this, right? Implement this structure so that you're gonna grow your YouTube channel faster, so that you can implement your YouTube channel into your funnel and make more money as a coach, so that you can eventually retire your wife or buy a house, whatever you wanna do, right? Include that into your videos. Come back to case studies or show more results throughout the video. Guess what I did? I showed James another time after the intro. Don't chew their ear off. Don't do like I do often. Just be concise, but thorough. Pre-handle objections they might have. Look at your comments and look at your sales call recordings and find objections that people throw at you and pre-handle them into your content, especially in your YouTube videos. And make the process of the video less process-based and more outcome-driven. So again, loop always back to logical and emotional benefits. Don't wait until the end to do your call to action. Do one midway through. By the way, if you need some help getting appointments, you can click the first link in the description to open my Instagram page, and there you can send me a message if you need some help. And like we said, focus on value density. Now, when it comes to the outro, do not summarize, because if you summarize, what's going to happen? People are going to start clicking off because they understand that there's no more value in that video. So what they do, they just jump off. But if they jump off and then you keep talking for like 2, 3, 4 minutes, that's going to damage your retention. And retention, so average percentage viewed, is one of the key metrics the algorithm uses to push your video or not. So at the end, you're gonna see me do it in this video. I'm just gonna, boom, cut it short, just remind them about the call to action, just remind them why they should do it, and give them a last little push, because you don't just want people to get nurtured by your value. Your main goal with YouTube and with your content in general should always be to get people to take action. You don't just want to provide value, you want them to take action, because if they take action and implement your tips into their life and you change their lives because of your tips, they're going to be way more likely to come back to you and buy from you. That's the whole point of content creation. That's why you provide value. Not because you like to throw stuff at people, but because you want them to implement it so that then they can come back to you when they have more problems that you can solve, and they are going to be much more likely to pay you then. And the last thing is to open another loop to another YouTube video on your channel related to the topic that you talked about in that video. Now, as you probably realized yourself by watching this video, or if you started a YouTube channel already, you realized how time demanding, time consuming it is to create content on YouTube. And I have a couple of tips for you to make it a bit less time demanding. The first one is behind the scenes content. This content is not only working pretty well, but it is also nurturing people at an extremely high level. Because if people see you providing value to one of your clients, they see how much value you're providing to your clients, and they want more. They want that one-on-one. But the main thing is that if you simply record yourself coaching a client like these people are doing in these videos, or even you coaching multiple clients like a masterclass, a mastermind type of thing, then you can simply record, and that's going to be a pretty good piece of content. The only thing is that even when you speak at this mastermind or when you do this interview, you got to keep in mind the structure that I just talked about, so that you can bake that structure into that interview or into that webinar, into that masterclass, into that coaching session, so that you can turn it into a piece of content for YouTube that actually works. Two other methods are training videos. So if you record training videos for your clients or for your team, just structure them as a YouTube video so that you can also post them on YouTube. And another one is to use notes and resources that you already have. For example, the majority actually of this document, I already had it. So I just had to copy and paste it into this document to record this video. But the best way to save time is to implement the secret weapons that I'm going to show you in a second. But before we get into that, let's talk about how to convert this traffic, because we're not here to become content creators. We're here to make money, sign clients, and change their lives. All right. So there are a bunch of funnels that are quite simple, pretty straightforward, straight from YouTube. And these funnels are great because you can channel the traffic that you're getting organically from YouTube. And then, and this might be even more interesting, some tandem funnels where you can connect Instagram and YouTube in pretty smart ways to keep people in this cycle. So you should see your funnel not as a cone, you should see your funnel more as a cycle. So you want to get people into this cycle and you want to keep them into this washing machine until they're warm enough to buy. So speaking about solo funnels, you can have a landing page into your YouTube description or unlisted video like we did here for Handy. We did it twice. As you can see, 2 videos that we iterated because they were going pretty well, they were performing well. So we just created the same video. We created a similar video, a similar VSL multiple times, I believe 3 times, and every single time worked pretty well because that's what got us these deals right here, right, for a yearly package. Also, you can have an inquiry form if you want in the description or direct the calendar link. Now, you can split test them. One thing that in my opinion is worth trying is the landing page because as we said at the beginning, because of the Google rule, we want to have 4 different platforms. And yes, we have Instagram. Yes, we have YouTube. And I would count Instagram as 2 to 3 touch points, 2 to 3 formats because there are stories, carousels, and videos. Right? So you have stories, carousels, short-form videos, long-form videos. So that's theoretically already enough. But if you also have a landing page and a webinar, as we're going to see in a second, that's going to be probably even better. Tandem funnels. Here you can redirect traffic from YouTube to Instagram DMs, like I did in this video. Or you can redirect traffic from Instagram, for example, from your bio to YouTube. And then from YouTube, there are endless opportunities. They can come back to Instagram and reach out to you. They can click in the VSL in the description. They can click the landing page. They can fill the form. Endless possibilities. Another good option is teaser reels. And then you can set up a ManyChat automation to send people from Instagram to YouTube. Now, a little tip for you. Do not tease ultra long videos on Instagram because you gotta match the speed of the platform. So if you have a 4, 5, 6, 7 minute YouTube video, then even people coming from Instagram are going to be likely to watch it. But if you have a 40-minute long video, I wouldn't necessarily tease it in a reel because yes, they're watching reels and then they see that you are teasing a piece of content, a YouTube video, and then they comment, they get the link from ManyChat and they open YouTube. But because their brain is just wired for Instagram content, for short-form content, they're not going to have the patience to watch the entire YouTube video. And that's going to damage your attention, meaning your video is not going to get pushed by the algorithm organically on YouTube. One of my favorite tandem funnels is Instagram story sequences. Look at the insane click rate I had on this story. So you can see a hook and then the following story is the link to that YouTube video. And as you can probably see down here, I got like 275 clicks from probably 750 views. And what I just did is something that you should implement in your videos as well. So something pattern interrupting, something that breaks the barrier, breaks the camera barrier, breaks the fourth wall. Another funnel that we are testing is YouTube, landing page, webinar. The reason why people are more likely to attend webinars and sign up for webinars from YouTube is because, again, they are used to consuming long-form content, so they're going to be more likely to want a even longer piece of content live with you, a webinar or a live masterclass. We're almost at the end, almost at the secret weapons, but how to adjust your ads based on Google's rule. So as you probably realize yourself, you want to get people into this cycle. So we want to raise awareness. So what you can do is to, instead of just running direct offer ads to random people, you can just run profile visit ads to get traffic, or you can run awareness campaigns and you just get in front of people. And then you retarget people that already saw you through retargeting ads. And in your retargeting ads, you can either tease your long-form piece of content or direct offer. So just pitch your offer. And I suggest you use Instagram because it's a lower barrier to entry platform. There are more people more time every day consuming content. And the awareness strategy is how you get those 11 touch points. But then how do you get those 7 hours? Well, like I said, you tease your YouTube content everywhere. In your bio, in your stories, reels, carousels, DMs. For example, you should include your YouTube videos as assets in your DM setting sequence. Hopefully you have a setter. Just use your YouTube videos as follow-ups so that you nurture people and you increase the hours, the time spent that they have with you. The secret weapons. If you recall, as you mentioned at the beginning, you can hope that they watch 560 of your short form pieces of content, or you can hope that they watch 28 of your YouTube videos, or you use a secret weapon number 1, you produce a series that they can binge watch like a Netflix series all at once with 5 to 10 episodes on YouTube. You're gonna reach 7 hours of watch time really quickly. Or even more powerful, and you're gonna see that in the future, in the near future on my channel, a full course. So a 5 to 10 hour long video where you explain everything, and they're gonna watch it all. And after that video, they're gonna be so nurtured, they're gonna have spent so much time with you, they're gonna buy from you. And on top of this, the algorithm simply loves these videos. As you can see, 35,000 views, 26x outliers, 500,000 views, 14x outliers. These videos are performing really well. The algorithm really likes these videos simply because the longer the video, the more ads they can show in the video, so the more money they make. And there you have it. Now, before I let you go, just some action items for you. Define your sub-niche, brainstorm 5 to 10 unique ideas, find titles and thumbnails, find angles and formats, create until something sticks. When something sticks, double down. Create your full course video to have these cheat codes, adjust your funnel to fit YouTube into it, implement different funnels, and adjust your ad strategy. Now you really have 3 options. You can ignore all this and you're never gonna get results like these ones, or you can implement everything by yourself, and you should, but it's gonna take you 18 to 24 months, or you can send me a message on Instagram and I'm gonna help you out.